When the one with the rifle gets killed, the one who is following picks up the rifle and shoots!
Welcome to the 4th episode of Pick Up the Rifle and Shoot series, featuring my surplus Chinese military Type 56, more commonly known as the SKS, Sergei Gavrilovich Semenov's masterpiece. Towards the end of World War II, the Soviet Union was in search of a new self-loading service rifle for their newly developed intermediate cartridge, the 7.62 by 39mm. Enter the SKS, a smaller, lighter weight semi-automatic carbine with a stripper clip-fed 10-round internal magazine. And not only did SKS prove itself as a reliable and durable service rifle for the Soviet Union, it also flourished in other Eastern Bloc countries, such as the People's Republic of China, the People's Liberation Army, where my SKS is from. And here she is, my 1962 Chinese military Type 56 SKS. Generally speaking, Chinese SKSs are separated into two categories: military issued and the ones made for commercial export by Norinco. Military issued ones are considered more desirable, in which they were built with milled and forged parts, and feature the signature bladed bayonet versus the latter with stamped parts and the spike bayonet. I acquired my SKS from Northwest Gun Supply back in 2017, and although she looks like she's seen better days, her bore and crown and other parts are in exceptional condition. The chrome-lined bore has no erosion, frosting, or pitting, and has very strong rifling all the way from the chamber to the clean, crisp crown. Let's go and take a closer look. The serial number is in the 7 million range, which dates to 1962, which you can see stamped on the back of the receiver cover. On the side, it has the Factory 26 triangle stamp, which indicates she was manufactured in the Jiangxi factory, and the Chinese characters next to it translate to Type 56. On the top, you can see the bolt carrier is also stamped with the serial number. On the bottom, the internal magazine cover also has a serial number, as well as the milled trigger assembly. Let's flip her to the other side. Here's another view of the receiver cover. You can see the bluing is still present, and also how the stock looks on the other side, which overall appears only to be slightly used, and can probably be just buffed out. Yeah, right. It definitely gives meaning to the term battlefield pickup. On the business end, you can see the bladed bayonet which folds underneath, and can be deployed folding outwards, securing itself on the lug and on the barrel end. The front side post is also adjustable for windage and elevation, the same way as the AK-47. Now let's see how she shoots. Off to the 25-yard range. I zeroed my SKS the same way as I do with my AKs and Mosins. Put the rear sight at 2 and adjust the front sight until all the rounds hit center mass, point of aim, point of impact at 25 yards. This method works well and even allows to use the rear sight at 1 for 50 and 100 yards. After adjusting the front sight, I shot 5 rounds to confirm 0. As you can see, all 5 rounds hit center of the target with no issues at all. Now let's see how she does at 200 yards. With the sights untouched from my 25-yard zero, I proceeded to shoot 5 rounds using a 6 o'clock hold. The target I am using is the NRA-C 200-yard target, which has a 13-inch black circle. I also put a shoot and see 12-inch circle target so I can see my hits on my spotting scope. I went downrange to confirm what I saw in my spotting scope, a 6-inch group. Without the hit on the 8 ring, the group would be 4 inches. From the bullseye, I was about 4 inches low and the windage was close enough to the center. I'm not going to adjust the elevation just yet. For the purpose of this video is to measure what the rifle is capable of and what I'm capable of, and 5 rounds isn't enough. So back to the firing line and load up another 5. As you can see, 3 of the rounds hit the same area from the first group. And with that, I could conclude that my 1962 Chinese military SKS can do 3 MOA at 200 yards with the ammo I'm using, Wolf WPA Military Classic 124 grain. Shooting 10 rounds gives me an honest measurement of my capability with the ammo that I'm using. I will measure 8 out of 10 rounds, 80%, the same way as my previous videos, allowing 2 for shooter errors, flyers, and outliers. And of course, the rifle will always shoot better than its shooter, so just keep that in mind. Now something of an exclusive with the Pickup and Rifle and Shoot series. I decided to shoot my SKS at my local match here in Texas, called Texas Kalashnikov, shooting in the Comrade Irons Division. There are 5 stages, each having a different course of fire. This clip is from my stage 2, where the course of fire starts by throwing an axe at the target, where it just needs to hit. Load your rifle, and while on the move, cannot stand still, put 2 rounds in each of the 4 brown targets, and you must knock off the ball in the middle.
Alrighty, unload, show cleared. Alright, you're good. Put your flag in, got it? 2526.
Thank goodness I was able to complete the course of fire in 10 rounds without reloading. My time was initially 25.26 seconds, but I had 1 penalty, where I put only 1 round in one of the targets, which added 10 seconds to my time. Out of 18 competitors in stage 2, I placed 8th place. Not bad for competing against primarily AKs. So there you have it, my 1962 Chinese military Type 56 SKS. Still getting it done after all these years. And not just by shooting for groups, but also holding its own in a match dominated by AKs and ARs. It is certainly a joy to shoot, and loading from stripper clips is quite satisfying. It's a nice throwback of how things were done back then. I'll definitely continue to shoot her in the future, and maybe in another match. We'll see. Thanks for watching.